Hello, hello, and welcome, my friends, to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you never run out of content ideas again. My name is Penny, and I'm going to be your guide and the developer of this unique creative content development process. I want to teach you how to create more engaging content that you want to post, more remarkable and amazing content that'll go on your sales pages and your email messages. All of these things combine together to help you reach more qualified customers online. And if you want to learn more about creativity and how this can help you develop your content marketing plans, I would love to see you hit that button below and subscribe to this channel. And below in the description box, you are going to see several links. The first link that you'll see is for my book. I wrote a book called I Just Did a Thing, and I go into the detail about the science behind why tapping into your creativity helps you with your content creation, and it helps you with so many things, not just your content, but even if you're trying to make a big change in your business. The second link that you will see is to subscribe to the Create Your Business program so you can personally go through this process of developing remarkable content. I'm going to show you what happens when you experience the creative activities yourself as you move through the workbooks so that you can truly define your business and your marketing messages in a way that's going to resonate and reach more customers. So today's video, let's see here, we're going to continue taking this customer journey, and I want to talk about the questions, the process that you have to go through to develop this customer journey. A lot of people talk about it. Oh, it's so easy. It just goes from awareness to consideration to decision. Create content. Boom. And you're like, okay, I'm supposed to boom? So what I'd like to do today in this video is I'm actually going to take this month's Create Your Business workbook, and I want to talk to you about the prompts and the workbook questions, because the things that we actually talk about, if you were to go through the Create Your Business program, you would be getting a workbook this month that's going to help you develop your customer journey. It's going to help you tap into understanding how to create those touch points. So what I want to focus on today is actually that place of moving. I don't want to say moving, of taking your customer from what I'm calling from point A to point B. And I'm going to use it kind of generally because everybody's point A is going to be different and everybody's point B is going to be different, because not all of us are marketing in the same place. Not all of us have the same goals. Some of us are selling a product. Some of us are selling smaller products that will lead to an upsale to a larger product. Some of us are selling programs. Some of us are just selling directly to other businesses. So for me to talk about point A to point B, what I want you to do is I want you to think about your business. And I want you to think about your customer journey and what is this decision-making process that they go through. So when I give you some questions and I work through these prompts with you, I want you to think about what your point A is, where it starts as the customer, to get them to get to point B. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I want you to think about this from the perspective of the shifts it's going to take them, not just the mental shifts that's going to move them from point A to point B, but the actual shifts that's going to get them to take action, to click on that buy here button, to go to your sales page, to open your emails, all of those types of things. So one of the best ways to think through this path is to create a picture of where your customer is before, when they're still in that point A point, before they buy your product or services, to the after, when they've used the product or services, or they've purchased it, or they've become a loyal customer of yours. So I want you to think about what you can uncover. What activities do they need help with? How do they, what is the solution that they are online looking for? How did they, when they found you, when you're coming up because of your SEO keywords, your hashtags, or all the other, things that we have at our disposal to allow people to find us? What is it that What is it that they need more of in their life? What are they doing? What are they saying? What are they feeling? These are the things that we talked about actually in the last video when I really touched when I actually got into touch points themselves. To move through that process, and if you did not get a chance to listen to that one, I will put that link below in the description box so you can go to that first one and you can learn more about creating those touch points along the way. Because the thing is, a customer buyer's journey touch points, they're like stepping stones, like stepping stones on a path that guide your customer through the journey. Each stage represents a really unique opportunity for you to connect and engage and basically just point blank ask for the sale. Because here's the thing about the customer journey. It's not this linear journey that everybody talks about. I've shared this with you before. Everybody always wants to go back to that funnel. There's all that big thing at the funnel, social media, email marketing, all of these huge things at the funnel, and we narrow it down. But the way that customers are experiencing, how they're making a purchase, the touch points that they interact with your business, that really defines the experience that customers have. And they don't just start at the very beginning and then go down. Sometimes they go down, they go back up, and they go down and they go back up. So there's multiple touch points along the way, and that these are the things that create the journey. And these touch points, they can influence your customers to buy, renew their contract, or even just recommend to a family, friend, or coworker. And so the experience in these moments, they really matter, because you want to make sure that what you're doing and what you're saying and what you're sharing is meeting their needs and their challenges, and showing that you know and you understand how your customers are feeling during these touch points. So I want you to think about how you can focus on, and sometimes it's a small thing, a small, maybe it's one, video that you create, or it's one social media post, so I want you to think about this as a whole experience, the whole thing from going from point A to point B. And I want to make it really clear that I am not here to sit there and tell you that this is what you need to do, this is how it works, because as I said before, there is no one size fits all type of situation that's going on here. Everybody's point A and point B is going to be different based upon their business, based upon your business. So let's start identifying these customer touch points. So we think about the before, which is generally the awareness stage. We want to ask ourselves, how did they find out about you? Is it through social media, online reviews, or maybe it's just a good old-fashioned word of mouth or referral? So how are they finding you? We think about those touch points there. And then there's the during, which is the consideration time. Which channels or platforms did they use? This is that space where it could be your website that they've come to. It could be your online store. It could just even be, that they've made a purchase and then they got their stuff delivered. So it's still, the during that's still happening, and the consideration moving into the decision stage. And then we've got the after, because after touch points are just as valuable, if not more so, than the before, because it talks about what happens after the sale. If you have resonated with somebody so strongly that they have seen a social media post, they went to your website, maybe they downloaded your free email opt-in, they got on your email list, they bought the program that you were promoting, that you were launching, that you were trying to sell, what happens to them then? So the after part includes things like questions, return, product support, being on your newsletter, anything that they can do afterwards that can continue this relationship that you're going to have with them, so that they continue being a loyal customer. So like I said earlier, maybe if you're one of these people that are selling a low-end product with the goal to upsell into your membership group or something like that, That after low end product is going to make a huge difference with the touch point marketing to get them to move up into that membership group or the next step or whatever your next product or service is that they're going to do. So I want you to think about it from that place, because when you understand and can visually map out every touch point and your customer journey, you're able to start collecting feedback. You're able to start measuring things. You're able to spot the pain points along the way, and you can take a look at the areas that need improving, especially if you are utilizing social media or you're utilizing email marketing or utilizing your website, things that you can track, where you can look at your analytics, you can look at your insights, you can see the engagement numbers, you can see the impression numbers that you're getting, you can see what's working and what's not working. Because there's nothing worse than you having this customer journey in place and just thinking, oh, I'm just going to set it and let it go, because that's not how it works. Your customer journey is like a living, breathing document, so to speak. If that's how you want to map it out, maybe you put it in a mind map, maybe you put it on a piece of paper. Again, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. There's just your way, however you map it out. But for you to just put that customer journey down and go, boom, we're done. I'm booming a lot today. I don't know what's wrong with me. What's with the boom? I don't know. But for you to just say, hey, I'm done, it's not how this works. You want to make sure that you're tracking what's happening on these customer journey. You're tracking what's happening before, during, and after. So we know the areas that need improving, and we also know the ones that are working really well, so we can ramp those up even more. So when I'm talking about customer touch points, let me give you some examples of some of the things that you're probably already doing, but didn't think about them in the sense of them being customer touch points and being a part of the customer experience, especially if it involves like a third-party platform, that's not your website. So some of the examples, if we think about, any kind of form of advertising, and that's, that includes social media, paid ads, that includes Google ads, that includes, purchasing any kind of way that you're going to get your information out there, even if it's not just digital. Maybe you're doing old school and you're sending out postcards. Maybe you're going really old school and going radio campaigns or cable campaigns. That is still a touch point. And that is a great touch point that is more from the awareness part of the spectrum versus a decision. Things like thank you emails. Those thank you emails that we get, they make a big difference. I love a good thank you email that makes me laugh and that makes me feel like I'm being appreciated, and it makes me want to stay on their email list. So think about how you're doing that with your thank you, as well as your welcome emails. Welcome and thank you emails are a really, really great way to establish that customer touch point. Customer service. Oh my goodness, customer service. It feels sometimes like we are just at a shortage on really good customer service. So I want you to think about your customer service in the sense, even if you are a one-person entrepreneur, you're still doing customer service. How do you respond when somebody's got a question that they email you through your contact form? They're on your email list and they hit the reply button because they have a question about something. Even if the link isn't working, how is your response back to them? That's another customer touch point, because if I can walk away and say, oh my God, I was trying to decide between these three businesses and then this one, and I was having trouble with this, and the way that person interacted with me, the way that the business owner interacted and really helped me understand it, I could see that this would be the company that I wanted to work with, because they made me feel heard and listened to, and they helped me. So if they're helping me right now over something as simple as the link isn't working, I can only imagine what could happen if I actually was a customer. So think about it from that perspective. So you've got things like influencer recommendations. That's a huge thing, which could be a touch point. And again, while we may not 100% have control over what the influencer is going to say, It's a good way for us to make sure, if the influencer is going to be doing some recommendations for, we can give them copy points, we can give them statements, we can say, this is the tagline, this is the goal. I need you to basically get this person from this point A to this point B. And being able to share with them that this is a really important customer touch point for me. I'm really thrilled to death that you are going to be doing this influence recommendation for me. But let's talk about this. So instead of just saying, so if Mrs. ABC wants to, do the influence recommendation for you, don't just let them say what they want to. You want to make sure that you have an influence with their copy that they're going to be using. And the thing about that, let's talk about other things that we don't have control over. Product reviews, peer reviews, those types of things we don't have 100% control over, but they are customer touch points. Think about how many times that you have gone and looked at a product or looked about a service and you've started reading reviews and you're like, oh my goodness, I had no idea this company was like this, or wow, look at this company. Think about that. So I want you to make sure that you are reviewing what's going on with your product reviews and your peer reviews and all of those types of things. If you have the opportunity within these review programs to respond back to them, especially if they've gotten a bad review, by all means do so. There's nothing better than owning what happened in public. If somebody's going to call you out on it, you want to own it and tell them that you have fixed it, because that is a good way to show a customer touch point, knowing we accept that this had happened, we own up to it, we step up to it, and we fixed it. So think about that customer touch point from that perspective. Another type of example that I could think of that comes to my mind right off of this as we're talking about that is your customer onboarding process, especially for those of you who are like in a membership group or have coaching programs or something that requires more than somebody just to download something for free for $20. It's something more of a program. So think about your customer onboarding questions, your onboarding experience. Is this really helping somebody move through this, or are they going to go through this experience thinking, I haven't even gotten to that point of where we're working together and look at this mess. So you want that to be one of those top things that you're paying attention to with your customer touch points. And the last thing I want to touch on for another example are physical and online events. Events are a great way to really, really display who you are and how you help people, and really get the opportunity, especially the physical ones where you're there in person, you can meet somebody and answer their questions face to face. Think about that as a touch point. And when you go into these events, it's not just about, oh my gosh, I got to promote this. It's about thinking from the customer's experience. How am I creating a touch point along the journey? What is my goal for this event? And how am I going to move them through that customer buyer's journey? So let's start here. I want to start going through some questions for you, as I had told you before I would, from the Create Your Business program. This is workbook number 3. And these are some of the questions that you're going to actually work through in this workbook. I'm going to share them with you today because I feel like it's really important for you to understand how you're going to send people from point A to point B. So feel free to hit the pause button after each one of these questions, or just listen to it all the way through and then come back to it later and then work through this, because I really highly recommend that you start working through these questions and thinking through your answers and how it will all come together. So one of the first questions that I would say is, what emotions are my customers feeling when they're dealing with their problems? Frustration, anger, disappointment, what are they feeling? Because those words that you can come up with will be words that you're going, descriptive words, very much descriptive words are the ones that you'll be using in your marketing messages. The next thing I want you to do is brainstorm about their reactions. What actions do my customers take to solve their problem? They Google a whole bunch of stuff. They join free webinars. They go through Facebook groups looking for answers. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for. What actions are they taking? So I've got this problem. I'm trying to solve it. What are the actions that my customers take to solve this? Because we want to get them from point A, from where they're feeling because they're dealing with this problem, to point B. So they're doing these actions to help them come up with the thing, the solution to their problem, not the thing. So here's a couple of prompts that I want you to think through. So if we're at point A, and this is the before. So before my customer uses my product or experiences my program, what do they feel, think, or do? And then point B, after my customer uses my product or experiences my program, they feel, think, and do. So how do they feel before and do and think, and how are they feeling after they've actually experienced it? And that's a really important thing. It's not after they've learned about me and they're considering me, but what happens to them after? What are the results? What are they gonna get? What's in it for them? Do they save themselves time? Did they learn something new? Did they develop their marketing strategy? What is the goal that they've achieved after they've used your product or experienced your program? Okay. 2 more things. So point A, my customers are ready for my product or service when they feel, think, or do this. And to get them to point B, my customers see results from using my product or services, and they'll feel, think, or do this. So you see the difference between that? When they're ready for my product or service, when they think this, when they have point A, I have just about had enough. I have gone through, 10 different companies trying to find somebody who can help me fix this problem. And this is where I am. I'm extremely frustrated and I am ready to make a decision. Point B, I chose the company and I see results, and now I feel relief. Now I feel this has been solved and it's going to help. It's a huge piece of my data input or whatever it is that you do. Think of it from that perspective. So I would really love for you to go through these questions on your own. Again, you are more than welcome to subscribe to the Create Your Business program and to get your own copy of this workbook. But if you're not able to do that, I totally understand. You can go through these questions here in today's video. Because here's the thing. Creating these well-placed customer touch points isn't just about creating content for the sake of making content. It's about crafting these meaningful connections, these interactions that build trust and enhance customer satisfaction, and really take them through that whole customer journey. Because our goal isn't just about the customer journey. Our goal is to create customers, and not just any customers who are just going to buy it and then walk away. We want loyal customers. And customer loyalty isn't just about repeat business. It's the secret sauce to creating lifelong customers and advocates for your business. So thank you so much for joining me today on this creative journey. If you've enjoyed this content about creativity, please hit the share button and let's keep this conversation going. If you're ready to dig into the deep work of developing your content marketing strategy, the link is below, my friends, to subscribe to the Create Your Business program. I want you to get your interactive workbook every month. I want you to see what happens when you get your creative tools that show up to your front door. And you can stop saying, I'm stuck and I don't know what to do with my marketing. And you'll start believing that you do know and that you can work through these worksheets and come up with your marketing messages and see results. Seriously, if a self-study program and a subscription box had a baby, it would be the Create Your Business program. It's marketing in a box for entrepreneurs who are ready to tap into their creativity so that they never run out of content ideas again. You are magnificent, my friend, and let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.